public, the education too. The key points: the Sunday schools devotion is laid education. So they have the pastor, and then the pastor look down. They have more the children. Also, they have a mom and then the children together coming to the school. So mom, the parents, they pray for the church service, and the suffrage, the kindergarten or children people have a leader over the teacher, and then also they control the playing and then education, and then they get the period to everything. The mission links education and evangelism globally. The formal theoretical instruction is then pastoral the preparation. So the missionary, the trip. So so many the church they have a branch. For example, inside the United States, California, one church, big church, they have a root, the branch maybe 10, but also they have more branches in Asia, Africa, the Latin America, and some of the Europe. So they have the more the branch of the core office. So they want to try the missionary. So they the support every month or every year. They give the support money or something the food, and also they have the seminar, the education the program. So they want to more spread the public people. In 1833, the President Thomas Jefferson pursued the theories and altruism from the French government for 50 millions. So they have the French, they have the offered the 50 million, so they start. The Thomas Jefferson, they want more, they make the this education program. The Louisiana, the first stretch from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountain, and from Canada to New Orleans, and it's double the size of the United States. They have the big size, yeah, almost the double size from the United States. The two Jefferson, westward and expansion was the key to nation health. He believed that the republic depend on independence. So they want to try to more suffrage. So independence and then make the own the program. So also they have to make a profit, and then they want to try the more spread in the missionary the trip, and also they support their branch. The pictures situation for this survival is that independence and the future when hand is a hand is a land ownership. Yeah, so this means so we have the corporate office and then the French they have their own ownership. So they support only just support the program, but they have a manual of by itself. So they make a profit, and then also they want to try invest the land and then landscape and then also ownership. So the chairman and then the president, especially the ownership of a small farm. So Christian have the Eden garden, right? So we have the Jesus, the gardens, Eden. So the Christian they want to try to make a farm, and then also they have the growing the fruit, the vegetable, some kind of the grain. So they have the selling and the buy, and also they support the buy sell inside. So they have on the farm of the church. So the horse labor in the years, the heel white, the chosen, the people of God, children. So Edens, also they have a house, Adam, right? They have an Eden garden in the of the garden. So also they have the Christian people, they have their own the profit and also ownership the farm. Also they give it to more, give it some the advantage, and then also they have the profit. So they own the building, and then also they have the program. but only the corporate office, the quarter, the church, they give to only the support the program, and it's named the brand naming. The population of our futures means the United States should have to continue expand. The western expansion of our United States, one of the defining times of the 19th century's American history. But it is not just the story of Jefferson expanding empire of liberty. On the contrary, as on the history and why, in the 6th decade after Virginia's pursuits, the western expansion very rarely destroyed the republic. By the 1840, nearly 7 million Americans, the 40% of our nation population, the live the trans-African, the Western, the following is a trade the bridge by Lewis and Clark. The most of those people had left their home in the East in search of economic opportunity. So they have some economic opportunity, so they make money, and then they the public people, the church member, they more comfortable, and also diverse plan, and then they more try farm, and then adventure over the profit. Also they have more the job, and also they have the more the village, they have population more increased. So they want a very realistic destroy the republic. So republic, the destroy means they have a couple of, they have the more responsibility, and then they have a more the rule, the little the broken the republic the program. So some the French people they want more on the ownership program. Like Thomas Jefferson, many of those pioneers asserted and the westward migration, land ownership and the farming in the freedom. Also the China some issue the lands. China's have some the figurants they want to buy the land which is not approved, right? The Korean and the American they have approved. The other nation the people come to buy land, but China is no, right? China is only Chinese people buy land, right? So little different. So they 1840 they want to try to do more economic the opportunity, and then they want the land ownership and the farming the freedom. In Europe, the large number of factory worker farms depend, and then similarly the permanent working class by contract in the United States. So they Europe they have a large level factory. It's a manufacturer people. So many people have the more merchandising and over the factory. They have the working class. Also they want more working class, and then also added more Christian school in the Bible study too. The western frontier offered the possibility of independence and the offer the mobility over all. In 1843, 1,000 pioneers took to the Oregon Trail and the part of a Great Immigration. So they have the Oregon Trail. So they have, I visited the Oregons and the Washington, Seattle. They have a lot of the seed, right? And then also they have the big tree. So they have more the manufacture, the furniture, and then also they have a factory. All kind of the building the material they start. The Portland, Oregon, they a lot of the manufacture, and then also they have the factory. So they a lot of people with a great immigration over there. Also in the Canada, and then Canada, the Washington, they cross the border line. It's almost 4 hours in the Rocky Mountain. So they have the very good, the challenging, and also blue ocean over there. In 1845, a journalist named John Sylvian put a name to the idea that helpful many pioneers toward western frontiers. The western immigration was the essential part of the population project. He argues in those Americans manifest the dynasties to carry the great impermanence of our liberty to the age of our continents to overspread and cross the whole of the land which the province habit on earth, Serbians were the suburb of American freedom dependent. So they started 1845, the American, the freedom dependent, yes. Meanwhile, the question of whether slavery would be allowed in the new Western states showed every conversation about the frontier. In 1820, the Missouri Compromise attempt resolved this question. It had admitted the Missouri to Union as a slave states and the Maryland as a free states. The preserving the free gains balance in the Congress. Just Congress, they want handling, so they want the preserving in the free gain the balance, and also the Maryland as a free states. The more important, it had spirit in the features. The slavery to be prohibit law of a certain boundary over Missouri. The 36 parallel in the last of Louisiana purchase. So Thomas Jefferson they the purchase Louisiana purchase the 1813, right? So they have the almost 1840, so 30 years, 1820s. Also they have 10 years. They have so many the changing. Also they have the freedom, and then also this the republic, and also they must spread more the Portland and the Oregon. Also they have Louisiana, and also the Congress they have the preserving the federal balance. So many issues here. But however, the Missouri Compromise did not apply to new territories that was not part of our Louisiana purchase, and so the issue of our slavery continues past the nation is found. The certain economies grow, including depend on the king content and the system of protest labor, the subsidy. So king contents, the business that Latin America, or the Paraguay, and then the Brazil. And so Latin America, they have a more inclusion, more business, the cotton. So they have the correct. They're correct, and then also they have a lot of people, Asian people over there. Especially the Korean people, a lot of people of the Paraguay, and then the Brazil, and then also in Latin America area. Meanwhile, more and more Lutherans came to believe that expansion of our slavery immigrants on the liberty, the both as citizens, the pro-slavery made in the Congress did not seem to present their interest and as eminence power. They did not necessarily object slavery itself, but they dissent the way its expansion seemed to interfere with their own economic opportunity. So they have on economic opportunity means they can buy or sell in the trade. Also they have the side of the business or home business and the garden business, and also they want to try to more local area and then more expanding the theater states, and then the nationally also the universal too. The westward expansion and the Mexican war. Yeah, so we have the very important war, the westward expansion and the Mexican war. The America have a before American and Mexican the war, the before Mexican the nationwide size is very big, but they have some damaging, so they the lap of the America to make the size of the land. So this try to the 1840 they start the war. This part is the sectional conflict. American kept migrating west in the years after Missouri Compromise was adopted. The thousands of people crossed the Rocky to Oregon territory, which belonged to the Great Barrens, and thousands more moved into Mexican territory over California, New Mexico, and Texas. So the Texas and then New Mexico and also San Diego, the areas, so a lot of people, the Mexican people over there. So they have the war afterward, the immigration too. In 1837, American settlers in Texas join either their Tijanos, neighbors, the Spanish organs, the one independence from the Mexico. So they petitioned in the joint United States as a slave state. So slave state means we can trade and everything, but the political issue they only controlled by the United States. So this promised to offset the careful balance that the visually conflict had achieved. The unification of Texas and the other Mexican territories did not become the political priority until industrially expansionist. The cotton planter, the James K. Polk, was elected the presidency in 1844. So in 1844, President James Polk was expected the president, the Mexico and the area. So they have the more charging for the Mexican lands, management and the control organization. So they give it more the chance. Also that they want more controlling the people with them. Thanks to the Benjamin's Polk and his allies, the Texas joined the Union, the several states in the February 1846. So Texas too. Texas is not the American lands, but they 1846 they joined the Union. After liberation in the Great Britain, Oregon joins as a free state. Hello. That same month, the Polk declares war against Mexico, claiming the facilities that the Mexican army had invaded our territory and shed American blood on the American soil. The Mexican Americans were promote the liberty, the unpopular, in part because the many Northerners object to what they saw this work to expand the slavery. In 1846, the Peninsula, the congressman, Davis Wilmot, and he's a very important person, and 1846 because that time is this Mexican war. Also, Mexican people they lose the land and also the controlled by the United States. And 1846 they have Oregon joined the free states. Also here the Mexican armies had involved our territory and shed American blood on the American soil, and also the Mexican-American war, the liberty populace in part because many Northerners object to what they saw is or expanded the slavery. So 1846 is very important here, and then the Congressman David Wilmot achieved the purpose, the war appropriation, the bill declaring that slavery should not be permitted in any part of Mexican territory. The U.S. might escort. So American they want to try to collect money from Mexico. So they give the more. You can hear Mexican territory that U.S. might escort. So they want to take money. So Wilmot measure paid the pass, but it's placed on against the section of the conflict that hinders the process of westward expansion. So they can offer the money, so they have more. The gap is more land in the Mexican, the south area. So Mexican lands are very big. After Mexican and the American war, they have the little small side. Also, they wanted to control by the United States. So the Texas and then also here the California and San Diego, they have the border too. In 1848, the Treaty of gratified the Hidalgo in the Mexican War and then added more than 1 million square mile and air large dams Louisiana's forces to the United States. So that big 1 million square mile. So they have the San Diego to also Texas. They have border the war. There are a lot of big mines. So they have the more than big the Louisiana's forces. So they have the 1848. Yeah, this is the more issue. What kind of issue here? The acute question of this land reopened the question that's majority conflict and ostensibly the settlers what would be the states of slavery in the new American territory. So after 2 years, including the violating the debate over issue, the Kentucky Senate, the Hennessy College proposed another compromise. So they want to try to keep going. They will submit the compromise. It had a four part. First, the California would enter union as a free state. The second, the states of slavery in the rest of Mexican territory would be decided by the people who live there. Third, the slave trade, but not slavery, would be abolished in Washington, D.C. And the first, new productive the slave act would be enabled the Southerners, they claimed the non-race, the slave who had escaped the Latin states where slavery was not allowed. So Paul have the compromise too. They want to try more, and then they upset this compromise. The village Kansas, but the largest question that remains unanswered. 1854, Illinois Senator Stephen A. Douglas proposed that two new states, Kansas and then Nebraska, the two states they would join. Also, the B established the Louisiana pursues west of Iowa and the Missouri too. According to the term of our Missouri Conference, the both new states will prohibit slavery because the both in the north of the 36 studies the parallel. So they have the 36 parallel and the Louisiana also. They have the more Iowa, the Missouri, and then the Kansas and the Nebraska. It's a four the states they joined together. However, since no certain the legislature would be approved the plans that would give more power to free soil, Lawrence Douglas came up with a middle ground that he called the popular the sovereignty, letting the settlers over Twistern decide for themselves whenever their states should be served or the free. The lieutenants were outraged. Douglas, in the view, had kept to demand over sovereignty at their expense. The battle over Kansas and then Nebraska became the battle over the soul of the nation. So they have started Kansas and then Nebraska, that became the war, the battle. Immigrants from the northern and then southern the states tried to influence the vote. They started the vote. For example, thousands of Missourians in the floods in the Kansas in the 1844 and 1855, almost 1 year to vote, but that's not admitted. Also, they have a more keep going. There's some dilemma. Yeah, here the free soils. The settler established the liberal governments and assumed the Kansas the split into civil war. The hundreds of people died in the fighting that ensured, known as Bleeding Kansas. So Bleeding Kansas, the 100 people died because of both. So they have a lot of the sensitive and then some the compromise, and also they have the each side they don't want to lose the money. Also they have a land to sow everything. So people want to try to move to the Kansas and then Deer area. So they have the Bleeding Kansas, the father. A decade later, the civil war in Kansas over expansion of slavery was followed by national civil war over the same issue. Yeah, so the Kansas, the father, is the same issue, the national civil war. As Thomas Jefferson had predicted, it was the question of slavery in the West, a place that seemed to be emblem of American freedoms, then proved to be the canon of our Union. Okay, so last week we studied this one. So today we start the letter 7. So last week, 19th century, but we studied, but today it's 20th century. Theoretical the shift, the theme, the contents, Horace Bushnell, natural studies, the faith formation, like the natural growing, and Jody of the code, the progressive, the educational methods, the applied to church, and Keller first, liberation, and the century, the pedagogues, and rejecting moralistic education, the Vatican II, the opposing the Catholic education to race, patriotism, and modernity. So we have the four issue, especially the Vatican's the opening Catholic. So they Vatican's the Catholic culture, so they want to try to more the education, the set up the program and the activity. So 20th century. Also one more the issue, the George's code, the progressive the educational methods that apply to the church. They want to try the church. So 2 points. The key points, the century, the 20th centuries, so the tension between the liberal and then neoliberal approach. So two types. The liberals were neoliberal approach here. Liberal education became the formal academic discipline. So the people, 18th century, 19th century, the church want more the programming style, and they also they wanted to educational, which is informally. But the 20th centuries, the liberal education became the formal academic. So some of the school have Christian class, also Christian school. So non-Christian school or Christian school. So they school policy, they must have to join the church service and also Christian school, and some they have a uniform, and then they want to try the rule, the Christian rule. It's the 20th century. Ecumenical the movement. Let's have the Christian pedagogy. This collection could have been subtitled The Lost American. The preset for that is agreeability of what is the delivers. However, authority it has no American Catholic flavor. It thought of the skill of several non-ornamental, such that central concerns by no means the demonstration, the partition, even for their geographical the preview in the place. The essays fell into the two groups. The first move from the historical events that have marked the 20th centuries, the theoretical the deflation of the events. The second group, the start from the contemporary theoretical, the basic, and the proceed the Syracuse over major movements that have shaped the contour over much the 20th century's theology. The both sections have their strength. The two part and the two groups, they want two groups, they are more stronger. Yeah, so they want to keep going on the way, but they have the latest combined. So now we only just start with two groups. In the first group, there is the materials on both world. The world, they have both. So they first group, the materials, including the Holocaust and the political movements, and then the social ramification, such as the earliest Bolshevism for the Russian liberation, the Russia revolution. So they start. Also, the stable welfare capitalism in the mid-century. Mid-century capitalism. Also, they have the Russian liberation. Yeah, so this is the 20th century. They start. That is all disappointing essay on the advance of globalism or the phenomenon. The several instructive chapters on the development of Roman Catholic theology from the earliest day of the century in the aftermath of the Vatican I. We have the Vatican II, they have the Catholic education. the Vatican I and its hostility towards modernism. It's also the world is nothing. So we have the latest, we mentioned the Vatican II, the Vatican I, there's a modernism, but also worse nothing. The start, because any kind the issue, any kind of frontiers, they have no result, right? So only the start. They chart development in the mid-centuries. The dealing is several theorists whose role is more remote from the Anglo section. Frontalism, such as the Jacques Martin and Harris D. Newberts. Very hard, this one, right? Such as Jacques Martin and Harris D. Newberts. Their second set of essays ensures some of the same concerns, but from the opposite direction. Because they have the no result, right? Martin here. Modernism is also nothing. So here, there is the Vatican II. Both deal is simply that impact our marxist ideas on the Christian thoughts take up the practical aspect of our first half of the book. So they want to try to more practical aspect. Also, impact of the marxist ideas on the Christian thoughts. Take out the political aspect of our first half of the book. So the Vatican II table did show some detail. Here two are others the development in the more design theology. Our particular note among the essay, the postmodernism, then economical problem is feminism, or the over which continues excited buddings the degree of interest at the 20th century's run. Yes, moreover, how it goes treatment over rise and the power of civilization, over interesting the comments on the development of his own thoughts. So we have the 20th century, so they have more issue, they have more to try more goal, but then the 19th century here. So here, the part here. In any such collection, it is often as instructive with the note what has been the omit as to lead what has been the include, the something which bound acquires in the intuition. It is perhaps understandable that some the theoretical movements are advanced, or there is not theoretical obvious, which is see to chart in the theoretical development over the centuries, is as much as a series of differential movements and events which have shaped the history of our period. So they have here, it is perhaps understandable that some theorism, the movement is event. So the two parts, the movement is not event. This means for this is not theoretical obvious. We see to the chart theoretical development over century. So, for example, there is no series treatment over Pannenberger's thoughts. No mathematics theory is article 3, but this is not the acceptable if such an assignment pair to the deal is a movement which has been the spared and the direct response to social political and the cultural change is a volume to seek to address the way the regulars fundamentalism and the Christian basically the linear theology. So four part they have to try. So they have a more the advantage over some of the system. Also they have an educational issue, and but it's not easy. So assignment pay to deal with the movement. So they have more changes. The volume seek to address the as it is regulars the fundamentalism and the charismatic the linear theology. So sometimes we're driving, when we're driving, sometimes road is work and something they want the navigation to change road, right? More slow down, so they are more the quickly the movement over there. So same thing. They have to more try to more address. So where? So maybe you don't have arrivals, so we can go anywhere. we have arrival and then we button of navigation, they guideline. But sometimes they have issue, load work, they have to slow down or they want to find figure out the quicker way. The same thing here. So this 20th century, so they have the open tourism and then also no limit advantages. So they want to try, but sometimes they lose the address, but they want more guideline. The leader of does get a pair hearings, and they have a place an important role in the shaping the region's theoretical reflection. The future more or thought that is more mentioned made over various thinkers whose work has made an impact on society and theology, the such figures. The mark there is no mention over, for example, Augustine and esotericism. There are two parts, utilization and the utilization. Law is any affect the interest in natural science. Yeah, they started to mention the natural science, or with the technology it has spread. The finally, there is a scant attention to cultural factors like degrees, pluralism, and lies over learn Western the spiritually. The spiritualists they learn Western spiritually, because they have a look at it here. No, there is any authentic interest in natural science, and then degrees of pluralism and then lies over Western spirit. They will compare, so they want to try to keep going, the combine, the blending. Very easy to say the blending. All of his critics of say that this given the free, the editor has himself. Nevertheless, many of our essay or the livings, the particularly for those with interest in the region, historical theology, the church history, and then societal regression. So they have to try to more the historical theology and then church history and then societal regression. The two parts. Only church history, the more try the classic or the society. So society more society and then we are community regulation. So they have a little the political rules. So more they want to keep the classic word society. So they're more improvable and they're more easy. So little the change. But as actually differentiate with the theoretical overview over the 20th century, it is somehow lacking. So somewhat lacking means so they have the more root, they have to try to combine, but have to they support the two lines, the classical and or the societal, so they leaking, something, the 20th century. So it's not perfect. They have to, because they want to try more advantage, free advantage, and also they are more expanding activity or spread some Christian culture, but they try more and more, they more start, they more lacking something. The 20th centuries and beyond have witnessed the profound transformation, the Christian theology, the separate rapid social change, advancement in the science and the technology, and also ongoing dialogues between the faith and the modern thought. So faith and the modern thoughts, so also they want a dialogue, they want a communication, also they want a more the control, the smooth driving, but they have something lacking, so they want to, so another of our group have want to try the some the deal, so they want to too big, challenging. We have more the lacking, so we have to prevent the lacking, so we have to make the setup, and then also we make some the good the system. So they try to more the faith in the modern thoughts. They want to try. This means we have the history. We have classic model of the history of Christian, but we have a modern thought. We had the little changes, upgrade. So they want to more try to. It's not touch the Christian culture, the spirit, but we have the little change the modern thought and the more activity. These contemporaries theories marked device the theoretical the movements, the critical engagement in the circular philosophy, and the renewed attention to social justice and the global issue. They want Christian. They want the renewed attention to social justice and the global issue. So, for example, weather issue, so the world issue. So some, for example, we have some the overflow or some yellow some, and then tornado, and also some areas so they have some the wildfire. So they want to try more attending more the issue, and also the social justice. And they don't want the peace. They want peace. So I think some nation have the wars to have the control the side. So they wanted to more uprise, and then also they have a more the big challenge into the globality. Yeah. This article is for the key development the figures, and then is the contemporary theology, the highlighting the complexity and then dynamism of Christian thoughts in the modern world. So in the modern world, they have Christians, the dynamic their issue, so they try to more eventually some activity or some the event. So and then also they have attended to more issue, the global issue. Okay, we have a 10-minute break, the coffee time. Okay, yeah, coffee time, the break back. Yeah. So 30 minutes more class, and we some the communication, some. Okay. page 74, the continue. The historical context. The 20th century was characterized by the science-based global events, including two world wars, the Cold War, the deglobalization, right? So 1945, 1930 and the 45, and then the rise of globalization. Have the Korean War II, right? So the Cold War, and then we have the 19th century. They have all the 18th century. They have a lot of war, and 19th century they have the Civil War, the National War, and they spread the World War, and the Cold War, the globalization, and rise of globalization. So they have some areas, but they have expanding the globalism. Those events promote theoretical the explanation of an issue, such as sufferings, the justice, and then nature of human resilience. So they start. So too many people died by the war. So they have some. Really, we have God. We have God. We have God. Why did they killed by the war, and then so many people died? So they wondering. They want to wondering the exalted the human and of the gods. So they have some issue. They wanted to try the Christian or Catholic. They were the movements. They want to keep the peace, and then they want to prevent the kill the people of them. And so they don't want to avoid the suffering in the world. Theoretical movements emerged and respond to the Christ, and then reflecting the church engagement in the contemporary cultures and the challenges posed by the modernity. So the church engagement in the contemporary cultures. So the cultures, it's not have the big space. It means so the popular world or the various of the culture they want to join, but they don't want the upset, and also they want the engagement in contemporary culture. The contemporary culture means have the classical Christian history they want, but they want to keep what they want more assumption over the issue, the culture, the contemporary. So if maybe you have the main, we have the suburb, really something. So they have the more big the group. Also they want more the challenging the Christian culture, the spread. So the contemporary culture and then challenge posed by the modernity. The second, the key points. Key theoretical movements. Contemporary the theologians encompass wide range of movements and the school of thought, which contributing to ongoing dialogue with Christianity. So they contemporary theology encompass the wide range of movement, the school thought. So contemporary the cultures, they join the Christian cultures, they have more the synergy, sometimes the synergy, but sometimes it's some fail. So they want to try the more contribute and then more dialogue, and then they want to try the strong point or low point. They want to try the central side, and then also they will ongoing dialogue. So they have more advantage. Also they want more the set up the program too. Liberation theology engaging in the late 20th century. Liberation theology emphasizes the church responsibility and address social injustice and then advocate for marriage. This means the church have the responsibility to address the social injustice and the avocado. So they want to contemporary culture. They have other cultures. They want to join to the church, but the church figure out that it's contemporary culture is good, but maybe we have the 10 people here. 10 people thought different. So I want to more make the synergy, but I can offset the 10 comprise. So only the couple of comprise I get and the blending and the new merchandise, right? So they also they want a church responsibility to address social injustice. Yeah, so they want some of the compromise, and also they have the contemporary the culture. They take it, and maybe some of the compromise and the culture they not offset. The ongoing primarily Latin America. This movement toward the sensibility influenced by the work of authorities like Gustavo Grutas and then Prof. The two people have the more theoretical and then work together. So the movements they are more influenced by the two people there. The potential option for the poor, liberation technology advocates for preventive option for the poor, asserting that the church should probably lead over oppression and marginalism. This perspective challenges traditional relation over revolution, encouraging that's a revolution from the social and economic injustice, integrating the gospel message. So they want to try to more contemporary the issue and the culture. They the joining the Christian culture system. Also, they want to try to do the gospel message. So means the social and the economic injustice. So they want more the message. For example, In and Out. You know In and Out, right? Hamburger store. They have a cup inside here too. They have the Bible, the word. Yeah, too. It's my Bible company. Also, I'm the Bible word. So they message, the gospel message. So they the social, the economic, injustice. Some the TV show. They have some singer. I'm a Christian or some. They have a message too. So 20th century they want to try to more proactive or challenging traditional relation of our separation and emphasizing the liberation from the social, economic injustice of integral in the gospel messaging. The contextual the theology, liberation the theologism emphasizes the importance of our content in understanding the scripture and then doctrine. They argue that theology must arise from the lived experience of our community, particularly the suffering from poverty and oppression. The two parts, poverty and then oppression, they will more argue. Also, they on the experience of our community. So, particularly, they were suffering the two parts. So, they want to understand the scripture, the doctrine. So, all the time they argue. So, they will no solution. So, the confession, they have a more settled this issue. The premise theology, engage or response to historical marginalization of women in the church and the society. This movement seeks to express the scripture and the tradition from the feminist perspective, emphasizing the gender equality and the diversity of women. So diversity of women, and then also they are emphasizing gender equality and then the diversity of women. So before long time ago, they have usually the men accept the cultures, but now the equality is women. They're together now. So the before the man is worked outside, also there be women's obey the custom, but now equals women work right too. So now more women here. The women that they complain, I work and then house I do too. The men only work. So the before 20th century they want to try the equality over man and female, but now 21st century is more the woman to more upset here. The 20th century they have a issue. The evolution of our scriptures, feminist theologies, the such as Elizabeth, the Schweitzer, the Prisoner, and the Mary Dallas, the critical traditional interpretation of a biblical text that is preparatory the patriarchy. So some of the people they want to try the feminist theologism. So they try to upset the table boys more up, and they want to join the female. They will join the Christian culture. Also, they want more the issue liberation of scripture. They argue for more increase of the readings of scripture, then decolonizing the contribution and the voice of women throughout Christian history. So now Christian history make the woman, the means woman's voice more rise up. So feminism, the women, so they want a more activity, more the movement. So they, the men have to make a structure of the Christian history, but now there are advantage of the Christian feminism and the Christian, the woman, they want to more make a more big the system, the more activity. So they have the Christian history. Theoretical anthropology, the feminist theology also engage in the nature of God, the humanity, the challenges, the patriarchal, the depression of God. Now, so the women, they are more try to more activity over Christian history make. Some the feminist theologian, they advocate include language in the theology, the sister part of God in the way the Christian the gender reality. So the gender issue. She processed theology root in the philosophical idea of the lost Whitehead. The process theology emphasizes the dynamics and the relational nature of God and the creation. So, note the philosophical idea of the loss of history, they think it's the nature of God and then creation. So, human creation, God creation is different. So, the Christian history have the God creation. But now, 21st century, they try thought more changing. So they on the creation of the human, the two part. So the people only have the God, the Christian, one God. But now so many God because of human the creation. So there are the changes. It's not original the Bible, and then there are versions of Bible have the they figure out too. Also they have some issue. Yeah. This historical perspective has gained traction among the contemporary theologians, including the John Cooper and the David Slade Cropping. God relationalities, the process theology, the post that God is not a static, unchanging, the being, bodies or dynamics relations with the creation. Yeah, so dynamic relationship and with the creation. This I think is much better because everybody want challenging the without the keep the original is maybe imitation. But it's more we keep together, we keep the original, and then we have a dynamic. The challenges, a good relationship. That is not broken the original. The system also more the synergy. This view emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things and God's involvement in the going the process of the world. The human freedom. Now the 21st century they have a big issue, the human freedom. In process theology, the beings process generate freedoms as their decisions influence the unfolding or driving the purpose. This perspective offers a deep understanding of divine action and human responsibility. So they have the guidelines, the Christian history and the culture, but they give to more divine action and the human responsibility on the use offered perspective. They start the 20th century. The engaging church movements, imagine the church movements, which began in the late 20th centuries, reflect a sheet over how Christians engage in the contemporary cultures and the community. This movement is characterized by desire for authority, inclusivity, and the demanding and the church life in the practice. So the 20th century, they have more the engaging church movements, more the political side. So the Christian engaged our contemporary culture and the community, the both together, observation and also the dialogue, and also they make it more peaceful and the more activity. Then join the community together. The postmodern influence, Imagine the church leaders often respond to more postmodern circuits of modernity, emphasizing the importance of storytelling, comedy, and the experiential fact. They seek to create space for dialogue and inspiration. The welcoming diverse perspective in the church. So welcoming diverse perspectives within the church. Also, they have the dialogue and the inspiration. So they seek to create space. So because they want to try the contemporary issue and then they want the community issue. Also, they want to more portray the circle of modernity. So they have to respond to the portraying circle of modernity. Also, they have more all the together blending. Also, they have the church life and the practice. So they continue. The focus on visual livings. The imagined church emphasizes the visual livings, missionary religion, encouraging the Christian engage with their community in the meaningful way. So this is the perspective call for the historic approach to faith and encompass the social justice, environmental stewardship, and then cultural engagement. So they want community and also over they want to encouraging the Christian engage the community people. So they have some the homeless or some areas, some the poor, the single mom, and also they have some the weak people. So they want to try approach. So every 1 month or 1 year, so they will donate or some the money, and then they have the system. Also, they invite the church. They want to more to share the community, involve the volunteer too. So environmental the stewardship and the cultural engagement they start. The critical engagement with the scholarly thoughts. The contemporary theology has been marked the critical engagement in the scholarly philosophy, including the existentialism, the postmodernism, and then pluralism. You have the three-part inclusion. Existentialist theology, the existentialist movements influenced by the figurative like the Soren the Kierkegaard, the James Peirce's faith, laid a profound question about the human existence, the freedom, and the meanings. This influenced the evidence the work for the theology as such the fertility and the color. The two people have the theology work together. So they mention about the human existence, freedom, and the meaning. So we have God, but we have actually the human have the liver, and also they want the more what is the who I am. So they want to mention about and myself. So we have a name, right? The brand name too. So they want to try the message. They have the more logo, and then they have the freedom, excellence, and the meaning. So they mention about it. So 20th century, they have the more the martial law, the desire, the 5 step. So also they later they mention about it. There's the meaning of the self, and also residing in the freedom too. This influences the evidence, the work for theology such the Paul teacher and the current Paul, the two, they influenced by the two people. The faith and the David. It says exactly in the theology emphasizes the tension between the faith and the David, and recognizing the stories individual faith in their search for the meaning. This perspective invites more unearthly engagements with the conflict of our faith. The courage to be, the Paul teachings concept of the courage to be reflect the essential the spread of our affirmings on the silence of the pace of our despair, a pace of our despair. His theology encourages the leader for the individual to confront them essentially and find the meanings taught their relationship in the God. Yeah, so they mention about the relation in the God. So they want to try to find the meaning. So God and me, what kind of relationship? So you can buy you by yourself. You can live by survival your society or engagement in something, right? But they want to try to more the God and me, the relationship. So and to think about it here. The postmodern theology, postmodern thoughts with this impress the relativism and then sequestration of our brand new narrative has promoted theories to relocate the traditional belief and then practice. So traditional the belief and then practice. So this means the God in the relationship with the God, they're the same, the similar. So they want to transcend belief and then they want to try practice in the church and then also community too. The pluralism and then inclusivity, the postmodern theology in the encourage more inclusive understanding of our true and then English experience. Theologism like the John Hicks in the John covered the articles that inflate the dialogue, declining the value of our device of English tradition. The deconsideration of our authorities, the postmodern theology upon the citizens, authorities, including institutional the church structure. This the perspective invite the examination of our theoretical doctrine and the practice, emphasizing the importance of our community and the context. The Paul, we commented the interpret the dialogue. The contemporary theory has been including the implied ecumenical offered interpret the dialogue, declining the list for cooperation and understanding of device Christian tradition and the other faith. So they want our contemporary theology, contemporary cultures. They have the encouraging emphasize immigration effort and interpret the dialogue. So they have a lot of the dialogue together and declining the cooperation, understanding among device Christian and the other faith. So they Christian tradition and then other faith is a contemporary the culture too. They the joining. Also they want more developing. The ecumenical movements, the 20th centuries show light over ecumenical movements among to the promote until among the Christian denomination. Organization like the World Council of Churches seek to foster dialogue and cooperation in addressing the global challenge, emphasizing the share the beliefs value. Interfaith dialogue. Contemporary theologians engage in the interfaith dialogue, recognizing the significance of our degrees of pluralism and then globalized world. This dialogue seeks to build the bridge between the different faith, the communities, the promoting and understanding and cooperation and addressing common the social and then ethical issue. So common the social and then ethical issue is very important. They have a more understanding the cooperation, the community. So the between the you and me is different, right? So I'm admit you are different. So we have more the good dialogue and then we are more challenging, and then we make the Christian the community. But I'm not otherwise. I can address your the difference. We can go to goal. Yeah. So they have the common social and then ethical issue. They want to try more the same eye contact. The eye contact means so we have to admit the different. Also, they have to admit the system too. The challenge and then opportunities. Contemporary theology face numerous challenges, including the secularism, the scientific skepticism, and the rise of fundamentalism. However, those challenges also present the opportunity for renewal and then reimagining the Christian faith in the modern world. So Christian faith in the modern world, they challenge also present the opportunity for renewal and the reimagining. Secularism and the crisis of faith, the encouraging the secularization of our society supports the challenge to traditional belief. The many theologians respond by emphasizing the relevance of our faith in addressing the contemporary issue, such as justice and the morality and the community. Yeah, they try to do the part. They more the addressing. Also, many the theologians they respond by emphasizing. Yeah, to the part. The scientific advance in the science and the technology lies profound question about natural excellence, the humanity play in the universe. So they try to more community, church, and then over the community, over the nationality and the universe. The theoretical response range from conflict dialogue as a theorism, the seek to integrate scientific insight with the technical reflection. Globalization and the cultural diversity, the interconnectedness of the modern world present both challenge and opportunities for theology. The emergence of global Christianity, particularly in the global South, and enrich the theoretical discourse and invite new perspective or the faith and the practice. Okay, here, the almost gone. Conclusion: the contemporary theology in the 20th century present 20th century now the 21st century now represents our dynamic and then device landscape of Christian thought, the shaped by the complexity of modern life and the interplay of faith and religion. The emergence of our movements, such as the liberation theology, the feminist theology, and the process theology reflects the church's ongoing engagement, the social justice, the gender issue, and then explore the challenges. Now, so we have the three part. Now, so many church have a gender issue. Homo something, yes, man and then female, right? But male, female have the center of the, yeah. So they have the, they try the social justice and the gender issue. So now the 21st century is the problem here. So some of the school and the church and the society they have the illegal, right? So we can see. So the before the 10th century, 18th century, they don't have no issue. Three part. Yeah, social justice or gender issue, periodical challenges they not issue. But 20th century they will start. The critical interaction is the scholars the thought, including Essentialism, the postmodernism, the preachers in each theoretical discourse, inviting deeper reflection on the nature of our faith, the definitely changing world. So we have a lot of issues. We have a strong the positive issue and the negative issue. But critical interaction in the scholarly thought, including Essentialism and the postmodernism. So we had more the combined. We have one is a big picture of the practicism of God, Christian God, and the Spirit. But have we upset the more contemporary issue and then more variety of cultures? So they have some strong point, positive result, but some kind of results is negative. So we have 21st century. They have many issues, gender issue, and also social issue, and political challenge. So we have one Christian history, but too many issues. So we had the more human freedom, and then so we had the more challenging. So we have to keep the practical, and also we have the patriotism, so challenging. The critical interaction is a scholarly thought, including inspiration and the postmodernism, the future in its theoretical discourse, inviting deeper reflection of our nature of our faith, rapidly change the world. The rapid change, if we want to change the rapidly, because the nature of our faith, and then also the contemporary issue too. As the Christianity continues, negative navigate the challenge of our secularism, the scientific advancement, and the cultural diversity. The contemporary theology offer opportunity over linear dialogue, and the pursuit of faith is both development and transport in the modern age. So today we study this Christian 20th century. So we have more issue. Compared to the 19th centuries, we have a little difference, more variety of issue, right? So you have some people have come in the later, so I'm the key point for you. Okay. Yeah, 20th century, and then behind have within the profound transformation, Christian theology shaped left social change, advancement in science and technology, and then ongoing dialogue between the faith and modern thought. Here, the historical context, the 20th century was characterized by scientific global events, including the World Wars, the Cold War, declaration of our rise of our globalization. Here. The feminist theology. So the 21st century, so the 20th century, they start the feminist. So the before 19th centuries, they have cultures. The men, the decision over society, and the home, and the family, the church. But now they change. So feminists they arise, and they also the female voice more up. So they make the more culture. The female make Christian cultures, so they have more also and desire, and also they want more the build up the Christian culture. And here the God relationality, so the postularism and then some contemporary issue. So everything is good, but the problems of God and God and me relationality, there is a problem. So the process theology, the God is not static, changing being, but it's a dynamic relations in the creation. This view emphasizes the interconnection over things, God involvement in the ongoing process of the world, and also they means the human freedoms. So we accept God's strength, but they were human freedom. They were required. Here. Also, imagine the church movement. The imagine church movement is a being in the late 20th centuries. The reflect a sheet of how Christians engage in their contemporary culture and the community. So they try to community and then over the universal, the contemporary culture. Also, in ecumenical interfaith of dialogues, contemporary theology has included emphasized ecumenical report and the interfaith dialogue, recognizing the need for cooperation and understanding among diverse Christian tradition and other faith. They open mind, so they want to upset the contemporary issue. Yeah. And the challenge and then opportunities, contemporary theology face numerous challenges, including secularism, the scientific skepticism, and the rise of fundamentalism. However, there is a challenge or also prevent opportunity for renewal and then reimagining the Christian faith in the modern world. Okay. The conclusion. So I already. Okay. Yeah. Today we subject. Yeah, 20th century. But last week we study contemporary movements in the Christian education. So we mentioned about the Christian culture and then contemporary culture. So today and here I wanna last week I mentioned about the assignment, the summit, but the paper I'm gonna bubbling here. So I'm subject. We share dialogue who I am. So we study the God in relation to me, right? So we have different definitions from Christian, the Catholic, and the Buddha. So what kind of division and then who I am? So how solution? How you can solution your lifespan or stress? Just everybody one minute. Yeah. Okay. But who I am? Who I am? What? Who I am? Yeah, you thinking your situation and my dream something blah blah blah, and I have a problem, and sometimes I wanna try to solution either myself or family or about something. thinking, okay, how about you? Who I am, and I have some problems, so that's my solution. This one, do a counseling or family or best friend, or I will change my diet span, whatever.
Well, I'm still a learner.
Uh-huh.
I have a lot of things to learn in life. And when it comes to hardship, I reach out to my friends and family first and talk it out. And maybe discussing some solutions. If the problem is too personal and I cannot even share to friends and family, then I might go to church or like a temple and pray.
Oh, okay.
Talk it.
Okay, good. How about you? What's your name?
Oh, Jessica.
Jessica. Oh, Jessica. Who I am? I'm Jessica. I have a. You from the China, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have something issue. It's my lifespan. So sometimes I will stress. How can you solution your problem? You talk to best friend, your family, or the God, or the temple, or
I'm sorry, I have no idea right now.
Okay. So you are happy, no stress, anything? Your family or no issue? Okay. Yeah, sometimes you cry, sometimes you depression. So how can you listen music or pray for the temple or something?
Go hiking?
Praying something? Okay. What's your name?
Mia.
Mia? Okay. How about you?
Born Korean, so I live in Canada, so I'm when I have like trouble, depression, and sadness, of course, by someone to talk to, and it's really
Good. Okay. What's your name? Yeah. Who I am, and if I have a stress, so I'm the control, I'm the solution about something, the God or family or best friend, or talk or something. Yeah. You by yourself? Okay, you don't go to church, any temple or Catholic? Yeah. How about?
So it really depends on the situation I'm in. I'll give you an example. About a month ago, I was in prayer coming from here to my house. It's a moderate traffic, so somebody hit me inside, and it dragged me to the front of my vehicle. So I had to ended up hitting somebody, and somebody. So it's really a 4-car accident. You know, I was just like, normally, you know, people get stressed and, you know, shaking. I was calm, just told myself, the thing is, the person that hit me was behind, Brian, so I don't have any information about him. So just trying to explain to people, because I was in the church after the accident, so trying to explain that the people that I got hit, you see, like my arm was smashed, because that caused me to hit somebody in front of me. So, but we were calm, but you know, just exchange the information what we have. And we went from there. Now we're just trying to still solve the problem. I still have damages in my car. They have it too. We're trying to find the people that caused that. You know, sometimes you try to do what you can. But when you cannot, then you know, it's just in yourself, you believe, you know, sometimes you pray for the best, because
And 2 years ago, I have some issue after school, and then I'm closing, and then I'm right at the 210, the freeway. So almost 1 hour, 70 miles. So from the school, so maybe 1 hour, half hour, or maybe 2 hour maximum, maybe 6 hour, 6 hour driving, the traffic. So I don't know. So what's going on in the construction or some the accident something. So Bible line, the freeway, and they cross only 1 line. So a lot of the car, they 1 line, the traffic bumper to bumper. So I don't know that. After 6:30, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., we cross the past them here, the motorcycle, the damage. Yeah, maybe somebody hurt or some injury, but I don't know that. Okay, maybe somebody died or passed away. So it's my heart poor. Oh, so bad, poor man. Please survive and pray for him. I don't know. So who, young guy or older guy, or what happened, but they injury. So, oh my God, how come they have a family, maybe hospital? Because I have almost the same age as the car accident 2 years ago. So I have trauma. So, because my wife and my family is raging and then surprised, right? So I'm the same heart. I'm pray for him. But after I'm traffic, the 11, almost midnight, I'm going home. And the next morning, I show that, oh my God, it's a chase, the police chase. Yeah, you know, right? The police chase because the motorcycle man is killed the police, yeah, sheriff. Yeah. So I'm changing mine. I'm prayer. Last night I pray for him, right? Oh my God, how come maybe die or the injury? The police will survive for him. And this morning, I show the news. The chase, the helicopter was on the road, and they will just shot the gun and then fire, and then after they kill the police. Police have the 1 children, right? So is the heart the broken, the change mind. Yes, oh my God, it's bad. The before the last night I'm poor my heart. Today is bad. Why? He killed somebody and the chase and then hit the car and the injury. Yeah, so something happen every day, right? Yeah, who knows? Maybe everybody say hi, bye to see you last week, and then people die. Because I'm so many times I used to work the nursing home, the hospice, that I care the cancer patient and then dementia people. But say tomorrow, see you tomorrow, and then back tomorrow, the room empty, the bed. The pass away, the other day, the 2 people pass away. So we don't know when we come out, right? We coming here, you decide. Maybe we are happy birthday, we know that, right? But we don't know when we the pass away, the date. So every day we have to more decorating, also we drive with more happiness. Yeah, so thank you so much you guys come here. Today I showed so many people that just sign and go home. It's okay. But 1 person here is okay. But it's a 2 hour teaching this one. It's not good for your lifespan. But some kind of work, maybe you apply for yourself, is more happy, right? You're changing your future, and then you're the mindfulness or something mindfulness. So you guys, we have times of a big time. I'm 2 hours driving here. Yeah, but sometime nobody here. I'm 6 months I'm decorating myself. The people the other school, not here. So, but I'm happy. Why? They didn't come in, but I do my best my time, right? So you guys, you come in here, you best your class. Yeah, you don't need this subject, but we talk, we communication, we dialogue, and then we give you some. I know your information. You know my information. Because last week, his what's his name? Turo, yeah, Turo. I'm the doctor, right? So Turo said some issue. So I give some practice, right? It's good. So sometimes we have a problem, but sometimes you can solution by yourself, right? Somebody hurt. So maybe you guys here, maybe you wanna try to call something issue, maybe you don't know, but maybe other person have a mechanic may hurt this cooperation. So today, yeah, this is the history, the storytelling. We have to keep the minds and then we need some connect the contemporary issue, also the relationship too, right? The God and the me, the relationship, and then we have the more relationship, the good people here, so we engaging and then more challenging, the good future, right? And so I wanted that everybody have the stress, me too. I was a businessman too. I will own the clinic and then under the teaching and then I have a clinic. So 24 hours I'm the stress, but I had to control myself because today, Friday morning, I have a class here. So in my heart, I have to do my best here. Maybe school or the home or some business, we have to more focus then. Someone make the good, challenging and the more stress decision, they'll be happy. So I want you guys more happiness. Now it's almost 8, right? Only 3 weeks here. So after class, I want to give some life coaching and some give the dialogue communication here. So really, you can change it by yourself. It's more, yeah, you're okay. Everybody's okay, but you can maybe jumping up, yeah, jumping up your future. I think it's more good results, and then you got more challenging person, frontier. Yeah, I'm frontier, because I'm every day I'm researching the product, so I'm older than you, right? I'm 54, but every day I'm 5 hours sleep, and then more study. So you guys are young, right? So you have the challenging. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much today. So see you next week. So maybe next week is we are more easy, more funny. So I give us some video, and then I give us some the life coaching for you. Okay? Yeah. Almost come here the 3 weeks more. So.
What about the essay?
Essay? Yeah, today already essay. Don't worry. Okay. Today bubble essay. Okay. So you guys are coming every week. Yeah, thank you so much. And okay. Yeah, thank you.